What it do? Checking. Check. Make sure y'all can hear me. I'm doing this before I even get started. I'm just saying. I hate to do this to y'all, but I got to because I don't have faith in social media at this point. All right, bet. I got sound. We about to officially start this Miggy Figgy. You heard? I don't think y'all heard me, but all right. That's cool too. I think y'all heard me.
That's what I said. Bitch, what? Say it out loud. That's what I said. Bitch, what? That's what I said. Step in the room, let the truth get loose. From the deck to the desk, I still bring that juice. Retired Navy chief, yeah, I earned them anchors. Kansas City roots, still too real for the fakers. Saw in my story, but I never got bitter. I talk mental health, let the truth get bigger. News in the morning, gossip in the rear view. If it ain't real life, I ain't here to cheer you. Married and grounded, got my own foundation. Most high, stay close, that's my navigation. Podcast on point, let the people hear. That's what I said, I'm a voice out here. Never forget where you came from. Pray with your head up, move when the day come. I've been through the storm, I've been through the dark. Still I keep faith with a Navy heart. That's what I said. That's what I said. Say it out loud, say it out loud, loud. That's what I said.
What's good, everybody? This is your host, Cedric, back from my hiatus. It's been a while. It's been a minute. It's gonna be weird because the lives haven't been working for me for whatever reason. I don't understand it, but they're working now. So I'm just happy to actually be back live and be able to do what I like to do to, get out some of the kinks in the road, if you will. Sometimes you have to be able to just conversate and talk and do the things that are comfortable for you. And for me, being a retired veteran and dealing with PTSD and anxiety, one of the things that is my medicine is not just making people laugh, but being able to be kind of that therapy for people. Sometimes people don't have that outlet, and you sometimes may have to get out of your comfort zone to be that outlet. And it may not necessarily be funny, comedy, or anything else like that. It could just be your presence. And your presence alone will, I think, outshine a lot of things that a lot of people try to do superficially. And they try to get inside their own heads thinking that their experience or what they've been through is going to help you through, what you've been through or what you're going through. And that's not the case all the time. Sometimes just your presence is all somebody needs. But, going through the storm and going through the things that, people go through, it's hard sometimes, sometimes you sometimes have to be okay with the fact that some people ain't going to listen to you. Some people ain't going to be so sympathetic to what you dealing with. And some people just don't care. Let's be real. Not going to sugarcoat it. Some people just don't care. And it's nothing you're doing wrong. It's absolutely nothing that you're doing wrong. It's everything that you're doing right, and everything that you are doing to be there for yourself. That is the problem. They think, excuse me, I'm hitting my mic and everything else. They think because if you need them so much, they'll be there in some capacity. But at the same time, when you stop calling, when you stop being there for them, or not necessarily just be there for them, just be there when they call, because it always happens. They're never there when you call, like ever. But when they need you and you're not there because you're dealing with your own shit, now it's a problem. Now it's a whole issue. Now it's, you're not there for me, so why should I be, be there for you type shit. It's not that. We're not going to play that game. And I think with my distance from, doing this podcast and learning to accept certain things and accept the fact that people are going to be there for you as much as they're there for themselves, but they're not going to always be there for you because sometimes people are dealing with their own shit. And then sometimes people are just people, being people. They're not even there for their own selves. So what makes you think they're going to be there for you? So I had to learn to just deal with my own shit. Yes, my wife was there. So, I'm always a beacon of light for her and she's a beacon of light for me. So, bouncing things off of her and her dealing with the things that she's dealing with and her being able to bounce stuff off of me, it's always going to be that back and forth. But you can't just let that be the whole medicine of a conversation every time you get into a conversation with someone, if that makes sense. You can't always talk about the woe is me and the Debbie Downers and what's going on bad with me. You got to be able to uplift each other, get each other out of those conversations and be able to have other conversations that sounds not so much, I think, so swallowed up in the downside of what's going on. Excuse me as I sip some water because I felt like I needed some. But I also think, it's
Really, nigga?
it's just innately bad for people to sit there and get mad at the fact that you want to take time for you. What's wrong with that? It's not bad that you want to take time for you. And if you got people that care for you, they're going to make sure they check in with you at least to say, hey, shoot me a text, once a week. And even if that's too much, just let me know you good. And when people can do that for you, when you dealing with your own shit, you have to do that. Because you can't let everything that's going on with you, good, bad, or indifferent, bother you to the point where you can't even communicate with people that actually care. But anywho, I don't want to make this into a, you're back and, oh, it's the woe is me. It's never a woe is me thing. It's always about conversation and about upliftment and about encouraging one another to rise and be who you need to be in the spaces you need to be them in. So I'm back. It's feel good to be back. Let's go with some of these changes. Some of these changes that I wanted to do, not because of the fact that it's, time for change. It's what I want to talk about. The things I want to talk about on my podcast. Because that's what I said. So moving into what I like to call the corner store catch up. Now, if you follow me on social media, corner store catch up is basically a brief synopsis of what's been going on in the last week. Being that my podcast has dropped on Tuesday live, it's going to be a weekly synopsis. So whatever happened last week that may be a topic that's still carrying on to this week, it's going to be a conversation and we're about to have it. So this is your corner store catch up. Everything that happened while you were at work. So grab some chips and let's get it. For those that may not necessarily know, I love wrestling. My wife will tell you. For those that know that there's been a battle between how WWE's do business and how AEW do business and blah, 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 blah. I think both companies are great. I think that AEW gives you what you expect out of a product when it comes to professional wrestling, and WWE gives you a product if you have the expectation of watching sports entertainment with some pro wrestling in there. Now, last night on Raw, I can honestly say there were some big elements of pro wrestling in there because of, I guess, the tournament that's going to happen for Roman Reigns' championship in Mexico City. So I'll get into that as we get down into business. But the reason why I was talking about that is because a lot of this wrestling news is going to be WWE driven because it literally happened last night and I didn't update myself on enough AEW news. So I apologize. Next week, I will. I promise. So kick things off. Brock Lesnar, his run is over. We know that. he got beat by Obafemi and Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam, and basically told him that, I was, the past is the future kind of thing. And now Oba's running this storyline, probably going a little bit faster than expected, but he's getting into a thing with Braun Breaker, which, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I like it because I think we get to see Braun Breaker more so about how yeah, it's my man soap opera. I think we get to see Braun Breaker more for what they were trying to do before he got injured, and then placing him into the tag team because, oh, buddy got hurt. It's look, let Braun Breaker do what he was destined to do, because I believe he was going to have that belt after he wrestled Seth, did what he needed to do. And eventually, I think it would have came to if it wasn't going to be a Braun Breaker against Oba, it would have definitely been, Braun Breaker against the Tribal Chief. And I think it all would have happened a lot sooner than they wanted it to happen, just because they didn't have a lot of stories in place. Henceforth, a lot of the releases that's happening, they don't have storylines for people. As I sip my water. They have well, let me go forward. So after Braun Breaker does his thing and loses against Obafemi, he appeared on the Pat McAfee show a few days later and basically said that Saturday was it. I'm done. And I think that was kind of fitting, being the fact that, we had already saw him do this in the middle of the ring when he wrestled Oba the first time. And, it went the way it did. And then it was like, no, let me get my get back. So here we had the 3 matches, and now he officially says, I'm done. So moving further along on SummerSlam, Roman Reigns closed the book on Seth Rollins and the Shield, basically. And I think that was a good kind of testament to both of their careers, to be able to show them individually how they've moved on and how successful they both have been. Randy Orton came back since being gone after WrestleMania, after he lost against Cody. He came back and RKO Cody, and their feud is still going on. Now, the surprise, I think, of Hall of SummerSlam, in my opinion, was the return of Kevin Owens. And he showed up after being gone for 17 months from having, this issue he had with his neck. And he basically had, taken some time off, had surgery, recovered, had some rehabilitation and recovered and got back in ring shape, looks great, did everything, won a fatal 4-way, when it was originally just, a regular match. Turned into be a fatal 4-way. So now he's number 1 contender for CM Punk. And if you didn't watch SmackDown last Friday, it was interesting. I'll just say that. It was interesting to the point where you can tell real life intervened in that segment, and both people got pissed off because believe it or not, Kevin Owens stepped the line. Imagine that. So the part that I think hurts the most is Chelsea Green, after her extensive career and time in WWE, finally was able to get her hands on the interim women's title, the title that is still being held by Rhea Ripley, but she is injured. She'll be gone for 7 months. So they say, and days later, after winning the interim championship, she confirms on her Instagram that she broke her orbital bone. Yeah. So it's like, win the belt, and then and there's a lot of people commenting on it. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to wait until I get my feet wet back in my podcast streets. I think so too. KO being back is a good thing. Excuse me. And it's, I think, great, because a lot of people didn't think he was coming back because of his injury, and because of not so much what people have heard and everything else. It's like, KO's had a successful career. Would we be okay saying, if we didn't see him again? No, nobody was going to be okay. The same thing with Randy Orton. It was like when Randy Orton got hurt, it was like, is that people going to be okay with not seeing Randy Orton again? No, people are not going to be okay. It's one of those things where, you know, you support, doesn't matter faction, heel or babyface. You know, you don't want to never see people get hurt. This is their profession. This is what they get paid to do. You know, they get paid to entertain us, regardless of what people think. It's a professional sport. They go out and put their bodies on the line, and people that can't do it will talk shit about it because they're unathletic. It's like, you can't even tie your shoes standing up. Shut the hell up. So last night they were in Norfolk, not too far from where I am in here in Virginia. And like I said, I think last night was one of those Raws that had some professional wrestling with a lot of elements of sports entertainment. But one of the key things I think that was great about, I think, last night was storytelling. Jey Uso beat Solo Sikoa, and now Jey Uso has to deliver Solo to the Tribal Chief, and the Tribal Chief will be on Raw next week in Buffalo. This is the weird thing. Solo had just broke out for about a month and was just like killing it. People were just like, oh my God, I didn't realize Solo was so funny. Or, oh my God, I didn't know Solo was this. Or, I didn't know Solo was that. Yet missing the fact that Solo is a great wrestler. It's not even like sugarcoated. Okay. He does some great things. He's, you know, athletic for his size, and he does things that a lot of big people, or I shouldn't say big people of a larger stature can't do. So it was good to see that match. Of course, Penta had his match. It was good to watch that. But again, they're doing Penta's match and a few other matches. They're wrestling for a chance to wrestle Roman Reigns on Raw for the belt. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see who wins this tournament. And prayers up go to Jim Ross. Jim Ross is going to have a brain stent put in his, a stent put in his brain tomorrow in Oklahoma. So we want to put prayers up for Jim Ross, you know, longtime commentator from WWE, now in AEW. So yeah, let's put him up high. Now, kind of did the one thing that I don't want to do, that I'm still going to do because I'm just that guy. Lettuce. Can we make sure we wash our lettuce? I don't understand why this is a thing, but the diarrhea has run rampant in several states. Sad part about it is that it's getting to the point where it's like bad. See, Michigan lifted the bag celery advisory on August 6th. They had 12,485 cases, and just that state alone. And unfortunately, 2 has died. Nationwide, the CDC has got it around 23 to 24,000 confirmed and suspected this year, which is dang. Like they said in 2019, they only had 4,700. Come on, y'all. Wash your fruits and vegetables. Goddamn. They got the little spray that you can have, you know, on your fruits and vegetables. Use that. Don't get to the extreme where y'all are putting soap and water in your chicken and shit. I don't know how many videos I've seen about this, and it makes absolutely no sense. Can we stop with the damn soap in the water and giving our vegetables and shit baths, and then wondering why we sitting on the toilet and our brains is all over the floor because we didn't shit them out? Carrying right along. Voting, blah, blah, blah. Tonight, Minnesota votes, and the polls stay open till 9 Eastern. So get out there and vote, whatever your party is. 3 months to election day. Get out and get registered. The only way you can get your voice heard is if you actually vote, and people say, oh, why? Well, you're doing all that stuff, ain't getting your voice heard, and you hoping that you go viral because of something you said. It's probably not going to happen. So vote. Send a letter to your damn congressman, tell them to get out their ass and do something for your community instead of expecting somebody that's a celebrity or rich to come back to the community and get y'all out of y'all troubles. Don't do that. Come up with plans and get out of yourself. There's plenty of people that's willing to donate, and not even donate, crowdfunding and all kinds of stuff if it's a good plan. But if y'all just got a plan that's going to make y'all a couple $1,000s in a month and y'all ain't got nothing after that, then that ain't shit. It ain't shit. It ain't going to do nothing for you, and it's definitely not going to make anything better for you. We're not going to talk about the Dow Jones and everything because we know how topsy-turvy this is. It doesn't make any sense why the stock market is up, but jobs are down. People can't find jobs, but the stock market is up. Why? Because it's Strait of Hormuz. Ain't nobody working. Can't nobody keep jobs. And the ones that do get jobs, they're taking these jobs because that's the only thing they can get. Economy is the crap, and the CPI come out. Oh, yeah. We're going to find out what the interest rates are real soon, like tomorrow. Right now, gold's pushing $4,431 an ounce, and then Bitcoin was just right at, well, I should say right around $63,000, which is about half of what it was last October. This is crazy. Man. This is crazy. So let's get into this bag talk a little bit deeper when we talk about these jobs being down and everything else. The things that absolutely make no sense to me is the jobs being down is not the biggest thing that's upsetting to me. The biggest thing that's upsetting to me is the fact that employers went through this whole rigmarole of this PPP loan, right? You go through PPP loan and you do everything you can to make sure that you take care of the people that work for you. And then what happens? The economy goes up a little, goes back down. We start having these little shortfalls and comings or whatever, and things start looking a little bit decent. And then they fall out the ass again, right? People have to have jobs to, sustain life. So I understand business owners have to get paid, but y'all got to have some sympathy and understand. Y'all can't get paid if these people out here ain't getting paid. And if these people out here ain't getting paid, what are we doing? It's like people have programs, and all these programs that they have is to help people get through circumstances or situations like this. That's beyond their control, unbeknownst to them. But we worrying about just $1. We worrying about getting paid. We worrying about this. It's like y'all worry about the wrong shit. It's gas prices keep going up because somebody wants to keep messing with the Straits of Hormuz because for whatever reason they think it's a toll zone, and it's not. It's actually illegal to have tolls in the international zone. Look it up. New segment. Something that I thought that would be fitting for, I think, a new podcast, not because of the fact that it's a veterans backed, a podcast, not even just a podcast that was backed by a veteran. It's more so someone that cares about veterans, cares about, his fellow man, at the same time wants to merge the conversation so that the conversations are not left behind when it comes to veterans and everyone else. So in that, I have a new segment called Vet Vault 214 Declassified. Vet Vault 214 Declassified. like I said, this is near and dear to me because yes, I am a veteran and certain things piss me off more than others. And the one thing I can honestly say that pisses me off more than others is how people don't take veterans seriously. Like being able to actually understand what some of the gripe, not even just gripe, some of the things that veterans go through at different VAs. I won't say all VAs are like this, but different VAs is astronomically just painful because a lot of the veterans try and do the best they can with what's given to them. And then when they have to escape the reality and go outside of where they should be going, which is the VA hospital, it's a problem. So every week I'm gonna crack a file and open on what the reality is of people that served and the things they deal with sometimes. And if you love somebody who served, this one's for y'all. All right, 5 files today, y'all. I got 5 of them. I'm gonna go through these quick. I need y'all to sit with these though. I need y'all to sit with these. Just think about them. So hope y'all heard about the pivot trial. It says that the VA launched a real cycloban trial, and people don't know what that is. That's the mushrooms. They're doing a real trial for the treatment resistance of depression and PTSD. It says not required. Welcome is not required. However, 5 sites are going to open the doors for these trials: Birmingham, Alabama; Tuscaloosa, Alabama; Portland, Oregon; Philadelphia, PA; Puget Sound, Washington. Now, they have separate trial pairs that they're going to do that's with alcohol use, and those will be out soon. They said that basically, the recruitment had already began, basically started in July. So I guess it was a report that came out that it was before then, or that it was going to come out August 17th, but that's not true. They already started, and it started July 28th. So I think that's big, especially being the fact that, you have to have the opportunity to be able to do trials and understand it. And it's mushrooms, y'all. Mushrooms. Let's take a break. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. It's hot over here. Anyway, moving right along. So the one thing that I honestly can say that this make me mad is VA's own Inspector General found 142,000, over 142,000 post 9/11 veterans who screened positive for TBI, traumatic brain injuries, who screened positive for traumatic brain injuries. Let that marinate. They never got their follow-up. Yeah, I'm letting that marinate. if you know anybody that's dealing with TBIs or experienced TBIs, make sure they've gotten their follow-up. This is like bad. People that deal with TBIs, a lot of them they were in explosions and things like that, and it's traumatic brain injuries. It's like these people, they need to be seen, get the proper care, be able to be taken care of. And Inspector General found over 142,000 veterans that didn't even get followed up on. What the hell is that shit all about? It's there's so much that it's depression. Military families and immigration, 60 plus Democrats led by Senator Warren sent a letter Sunday night opening the probe after the AP found 50 plus documented cases of spouses and parents of active duty troops detained by ICE, at least 6 deported, 1 self-deported, and 8 plus still in custody. The VA and DHS responds to Warren's letter. Their response to that letter is due the 23rd of August. And a Senate investigation found ICE sought to deport 282 veterans and their families. DHS separately counted 125 former service members detained between January 20th of 2025 and January 26th of 2026. That's a lot. That's a lot. Testosterone screening, reality check. August 15th is the deadline for the policy update, not a screening start date. That was mandatory screening kicks in at the periodic health assignment for troops 30 plus. Treatment itself stays voluntary. How? This specific, yeah, this whole testosterone screening for military is getting strange, or is already strange. So something that changed in the world, and it's not necessarily a vet file, but it's 214 classified, declassified. It's declassified. 214 declassified. So the Texas THC felony story, the biggest change of the day, just so y'all know, if y'all haven't heard, the ban is in effect. Federal judge in Texas denied the hemp industry's emergency restraining order, and there's basically no pause. And the pause was that Texas made THC class 1 felony. Then they said it was the synthetic. So it doesn't, it said it didn't touch marijuana laws. That's still the old weight, regardless of what it is. It's the synthetic. So this is where people was getting confused, saying, "Oh, Texas had the strictest laws on cannabis or marijuana," and the report, it was media put it out wrong, or the report was put out wrong. And the report was all synthetic, hemp derived, THC, Delta 8, Delta 10, THCP, THCA flower as Schedule 1, same category as heroin, effective July 31st. Yeah. July 31st. Possession is now a state jail felony of 180 days to 2 years, up to a $10,000 fine, and under a gram. Texas doesn't even have a class 1 felony. So it telling people, regardless of what's legal and what's not legal, this shit right here, if you get it on you, we catch you with it, yeah, jail. So I mean, it's getting real crazy out in these streets, and it's getting crazy because I think, unbeknownst to some people, things are going to get real strange, and it's not because of who's in office or anything else. It has everything to do with the alignment of the party. And I'm going to leave it at that. Here and talk about some trending trash. Trending trash is going to be that last topic that I go into. And I can honestly say this is everything me and my wife argue about on the couch right now. Politics, celebrity news, whatever's blowing up online, half ballot boxes, half tabloid, a half tabloid rag, whatever it is, we're gonna take a look at it. One of the things that I did want to touch on trending trash is they have and it's not necessarily trash. It's trending and it's not trash really. It had an earthquake in Colombia and at least 130 are gone and are rising. It's sad and we have to make sure that we do anything we can to support people that may have family from there. They said the U.S. has pledged $15 million in aid. It's coming from AP, which I think is great. Anything and everything helps. So there's some things that you just can't I think get over. And there's this video it came on just before I decided that I was planning on doing my podcast, that came on and it said that Trump was escaping, or they put him in a one of those food trucks, cafeteria trucks, to take him to a military aircraft to get him away while he was in Turkey, because they thought, they was going to try to anyway. And this is the strange thing about this whole thing. If that was the case, why the hell is it public knowledge? And why the fuck is people talking about it? Y'all don't think just the fact that it's on social media that it's not putting him in danger at all? I mean, I get social media. It's the quickest point of reference when people want to tell on somebody or be the first to publish, oh, this is the shit going on. Some shit just don't need to be on social media. For the last 2 weeks, him falling asleep and farting and people having to smell that shit has been the biggest thing that's been popping up on my social media. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to, be heartless or anything, but why do y'all be quiet around this motherfucker when y'all know he gonna be farting and shitting on himself? Please, I mean, this is a common sense thing. This ain't even just I gotta see, this is protocol. This is common sense. If you know somebody got problems with their bowels or got problems with their little stomach and it's they gonna be burp, burp a lot, one of the things y'all not gonna do is have me sitting next to this motherfucker. That's something y'all not gonna do. We not doing this shit here. I'm too old for this shit. The second thing what we not gonna do is pretend that when y'all go quiet and somebody is in between their sentences, that y'all don't hear him shitting himself. I don't know how many videos I done seen. You ain't gotta be quiet. It is plain as day. Obvious. This man is falling asleep, and all the time when he's awake, he is straining whatever the hell that has left his body when he went to sleep. He has been straining to make sure that shit didn't come out. And when he fell asleep, that lock opened. That lock opened for sure. It opened and a lot of, yeah. Oh, y'all, you supported me? Yeah. See how you support me when I nod off? Yeah. This shit real. He don't give a fuck. I'm telling you. When this man go to sleep, that's a chemical weapon back there, boy. I'm just saying. That is a chemical weapon back there, boy. Let me get off of here, y'all. Let me get off of here. I appreciate y'all taking y'all time to listen to the podcast. I'm going to be with y'all every week. Please take time to go to the website. I'm going to type it in the chat because for me to actually say it's just not going to work. Let me go ahead and show the chat since we popping up the chat and everything. The website is, that's what I said, .pptx.app. And the reason why is that extra stuff at the end is because right now it's under construction. And long story short, I had a company or something that was doing the logo at one point in time a few years ago, and that shit went to pieces. And now I decided to make sure that we're able to not only keep my podcast going, but it's going to update. So this podcast will be updated by tomorrow, and it'll be on all podcast platforms first thing in the morning. And that's how all my podcasts go. But on the website, you'll be able to get the newest podcast. You can scroll down and have every podcast on there. The merch link is already attached. You can go to the merch link and be able to order all the merch that I originally had. It will be updated. There will be new merch with the new logo and everything on there updated. So if you want stuff with the old logo, that is fine. I'm going to keep it on there for about 2 more weeks, probably 3 more weeks. And then September 1st is really when I'm planning on doing this. Is all the updated merch with the new logos will go on September 1st. If you want to support the podcast, hit the support icon on the website, and you could be a supporter from $3 a month. And basically the supporting the podcast is basically, I'm gonna be able to give you guys a shout out on air, not to mention the fact that you'll be able to first ones and any new drops that come on with the podcast, as well. And I say as well as a sneak peek into the new Patreon that will be developed and launched September 1st. Yes. Patreon. The Patreon is going to be similar to the supporters that you have on my website. The only difference is on the Patreon, on the first line of the support, not only will you be able to get all of the podcasts and information and what I will be talking about, a day in advance, but you'll also be able to do one of the things that some people would like to do before any podcast, to be able to talk to the host and say, hey, what the hell are you going to talk about? And what's going on. That's going to happen an hour before the podcast. So if you get on the Patreon, you'll be able to do that. There's a lot more other things that's going to be coming on, but that's just a few things that's going on. As you scroll down the website, they have a tab for sponsors. This is just being able to get your brand out there so other people know what you do. Whatever it is that you have, whatever it is that you do, go on this website, click it in. We'll have a conversation and figure it out. And I'm telling you, everything is peachy. So, as always, with that being said, y'all know what it is. My name is the one and only Ced, and I'm out. I appreciate y'all taking the time, and I appreciate y'all listening. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.